Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We will be doing this look today. It's something very simple. This is a drugstore look, a drugstore makeup look. So all the products I used are drugstore products. They are affordable, and usually they're all under $10. Stay tuned if you want to watch this. Hey guys, today we will be starting with this NYX Professional Makeup eyebrow pencil. And then I take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, also from Walmart. This is a drugstore tutorial, so everything is found at Walmart or any drugstore. Okay, so once my brows are done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Maybelline Prime Light primer, and this is one of my favorite brands. Milani is one of my favorite brands. I have a lot of their lipsticks and a lot of their stuff, so Maybelline is gonna be one of the top brands I use on this what's it called, on this tutorial, because they are my favorite out of all the drugstore brands. And NYX and Milani, those are my favorite ones, especially now since all the Walmarts do carry NYX. I'm like, yes, especially their eyeliner. I'm like, I love that one. It's $7. It's so bomb. Way better than a lot of the high-end eyeliners. I recommend it to everybody. So if you haven't tried it, go try it out. And these are the colors that it has. And I'm gonna take the top one up here and then set my eyes with it. It is matte, so that's a plus, because not a lot of palettes have mattes, you know. A lot of drugstore palettes tend to be more shimmery, and you need mattes to make a look. So Milani definitely did it with this one. It has shimmers, it has mattes, you know. So I'm gonna do it on one eye, and then I'm gonna do the other one off camera. So I'm gonna do the first one on camera. So I'm gonna take this second shadow, this one right here in the center, and I'm gonna work it into my crease with this fluffy brush. And it's messed up because I did put it in the sink and left it in there with water. Sorry, I do have my brushes like right here. I left it soaking there, and so obviously it got bad, you know. Okay, so I just took a smaller brush because this one's a little bit more precise. So here I am blending my shadow. It's just a neutral shadow. You always want to start with like the lightest shade and then work your way up into the darkest. That way it looks more blended out, and on top of that you use less brushes. but your work will look cleaner if you use like a transition shade and then you build your intensity you're wanting. This is, I think, my only eyeshadow palette that I have that is Drugstore. I thought I wasn't recording for like a split second and I was like, no. Yes, this is my only palette that I have that is Drugstore. Yes, it is. I mean, I do have other Drugstore palettes like Morphe, but I feel like when you guys say like Drugstore, you guys are like talking about something I can find at Walmart, so I decided to stick with things that are found at Walmart. So I took this shade and that's what I've worked into my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one and then work it on the outside and warm it up. Warm up my shadow. You remember, right now it looks like a disaster, but it'll all work out in the end. Just keep blending, just keep blending. I always remind myself, like, sometimes, especially with clients, like, they tend to freak out so quick. And, whoa, this is a little dirty. I need to find a makeup brush that's not dirty. What's it called? With clients, like, they tend to look at themselves before I'm done. And then they start to freak out, but then I have to remind them, like, hold on, I'm not done, you know, like, give me some time to finish. Because sometimes, like, in the process, like, even I get scared, you know, I'm like, what am I doing? And stuff, but, I mean, that's how it goes, you know? It's not gonna look pretty until the finished result. So then I like this intensity that I'm going for. That I feel like this is what I want this eye to look like. Just going to keep adding it onto my crease. And it kind of looks like this. It's definitely more of a warm tone. So after I've achieved that, I'm gonna go ahead and take some concealer and apply it to my lid because I do want my lid shade to stand out. You know? Yes. We're gonna carve out the shade. You know, you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get glam looks. You can definitely do it with Walmart products. You know, I don't stand only for high-end stuff. I do. There's some stuff that I will not buy from the like high-end section because I know I can get something just as good from the drugstore. I used to always only buy like high-end setting powder and stuff like that, and then I was like, why am I doing this whenever the AIRSPUN is just as good? And it's just about picking the right stuff on the bottom. There's things that matter for sure that you need to get from like high-end, and you will only know what you prefer to spend your money on. Like, I can't tell you because your priorities might be different than mine, you know? I am gonna take the MILANI Make It Dewy spray and spray my synthetic brush. And I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's like an orangey. And then apply the shade where I've cut my crease. and it's just gonna make it more intense, more of a, what's it called? Just keep spraying it until you get the intensity, get it wet, and you get the intensity that you want. Okay, so there. I'm gonna take this brush, and then I'm gonna get this darker, and I'm gonna intensify the outer V to give it more of a dimension. Give it more dimension, give it more volume. I'm gonna go ahead and take a makeup wipe and clean up my under eye area. I will go back and blend it out some more. You guys have to remember, you have to go back and blend out all of your product, all of your shadow. You guys will see how much better the look will look while you keep blending. It'll get better. Okay. It gets like, it looks better and it doesn't look too dramatic, you know, like we're doing something. Okay, so once you blend out the eyeshadow, go ahead and clean up again. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reapply primer right here, and then I will start with my foundation. For foundation, my 3 favorite foundations from the drugstore have to be my number 1 is the Fit Me, and then it would have to be the MILANI, the Maybelline Fit Me, and then the MILANI Conceal and Perfect foundation and concealer. This one, that one's number 2, and this one's number 1. The Fit Me normal to oily, and I'm in the shade 322. And then my third one, I do not have it, I do not own it, but it is the L'Oreal True Match. I used to use that one so much, like every single day, and I would restock, and I would use so much foundation, you guys. Like back then I would use so much foundation, which I still do, especially whenever I'm like going out and I'm trying to achieve like a really nice flawless look. I do use a lot of foundation because I like full coverage. I do not like sheer, or like, I don't like for you to be able to still see through my pores. I mean through my pores. Through my foundation. And today I will be using a new Real Techniques sponge. Go in and pat it down. I usually use my sponges wet all the time. Damp, like all of my clients always ask me like, oh, is it better? It is, honestly, because like this, it soaks up so much product. But since I didn't pre-soak it, I'm gonna go ahead and use it like this. But then I will get up and soak it. On my second layer, I'll use it soaked.
I do recommend people to go ahead and let their primer dry. That's why I do it before I do my shadow. And just let it dry, because if you apply your primer and then right after you go in with the foundation, it doesn't stick as good because it wasn't fully dry, you know? I mean, unless you have a really dry primer, but then there's no point of having a primer if it's not like hydrated. So yes. Remember to blend out and be careful around the brows. I just got my brows started the other day. I used to be such a wimp. Before I had my baby, I used to think like getting my brows threaded was like the end of the world, that it hurt so bad. But then I had a baby and then I knew what real pain was, so you know, I don't know.
A little bit bigger, it's more flexible now. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply more foundation and then go in to blend it out. And then this is going to be my second layer. And then just blend it down. I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever I did dot my foundation the first time, it was kind of way lighter than my face skin tone. But that's because since I've always used makeup, my face doesn't get tan as much like my body does, like over the summer and stuff. And so that's why it's lighter too. But I'm sure it's also because of all the chemicals, you know. So that my base is done, I am gonna go back in with my concealer. And I like this foundation. It doesn't feel heavy at all, and it looks very nice. It covers very well. And for my what's it called, my concealer, I'm gonna use the same one, the Fit Me concealer, and I let it sit a little bit before I blend it out. It helps because I saw this girl on YouTube, and actually she just doesn't have a YouTube. She does like Instagram tutorials, and she mentioned something about if you apply it and then you start blending it out, you're basically just wiping it off, and only a little bit of the product actually stays, you know. So I started doing it, and I did notice it lasts way better, and it doesn't crease whenever I just let it sit for a little bit before I blend it out. Whoops. Okay, so those are the areas that I usually highlight. While that's setting a little bit, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Control Freak and set my brows, you know, really nicely. Really nicely. And this does make them look nicer, and it keeps them combed down, tamed. This has literally lasted me so long, and I really like it. I feel like it was just, I never used to use anything to set my brows except for I used to grab the end of a spoolie, and then I would spray it with hairspray, and then I would comb my brows down. Okay, so now that that's been sitting down for a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. It looks way nicer too. You want to get that Kim K under eye highlight, you know. Yeah. I love drugstore products. Every time I go, I feel like I always end up getting something. Like every time I go to Walmart to get groceries or something, I always end up getting a product to try out. So, and I know that whenever I was in high school, not a lot of people actually buy high-end makeup. Only like people that actually really have the money. But you can experiment with makeup, and it doesn't have to be high-end, you know. This is my setting powder. I use the AIRSPUN setting powder, and it's only $5 at Walmart, and you get so much. My last container lasted me 6 months, and honestly that's really good because I do makeup for people, and 6 months is a long time. I'm gonna pat it in, and then I'm gonna press it in. Instead of like wiping it off like that, you're gonna press it in. and then it'll help set the parts of your face that you didn't put setting powder on. Okay, so once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and bronze. So yes, I have my NYX highlight and contour pro palette, and this is what I'm going to be using to bronze. So this is my favorite shade right here in the palette. I love like how makeup looks like after you could do anything, but if you don't contour and bronze and highlight, like it doesn't look put together. And especially for brides, I love bronzing. Like I feel like bronzer is something you should spend your money on, because I feel like there's not as nice bronzers in the drugstore industry as there is in like the high end, because with bronzers there's like they're too muddy most of the time from the drugstore, and there's not colors for everyone, you know. So that's something I do end up liking more from the high end, and I do spend more money because you want a bronzer that's gonna fit your tone, that's not gonna make it look muddy or anything. Because I used to just use whatever, but then I noticed, I'm like, whoa, I need to chill out and I need to find a tone that goes with my skin tone, you know. So this palette, I only like this one. These are too gray for my skin tone. These are more like browns that I can use. And then for these two, I usually end up using these two mixed together to set my under eyes. Actually, I'm going to use this one. So I just take mostly this, and then I go under here and highlight. And it does lighten up. Whoops, I accidentally dipped into the wrong one. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and take this powder again, and then I'm gonna cut the cheekbone to make it more intensified. And then I'm gonna take it on this side. I usually use a really tiny beauty blender beauty blender actually to do this. So it's really hard with this big sponge, but I've got it down on this side. I usually use a really tiny little beauty blender, and it makes it so easy. I used to be like, people are so extra, why do they need that? Whoa, now I just got powder under my, I feel like I got it in my eye. I used to be like, why do people need to buy all this stuff? Like, you don't need it, but it just makes your life easier. Or you can use a brush too, but the sponge is so much easier. So this is kind of how I contour my nose. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just gonna let it sit there a little bit. I'm gonna keep bronzing. Another bronzer that I like that is more warm that you can get in the drugstore section, but only at Ulta, is this BH Cosmetics bronzer, and it's warm. It's kind of orangey, but that's the kind of bronzers that I like for my skin tone, because I'm not too light and I'm not too dark. You know, I'm just in between, so I do like this bronzer. It gives my face way better shape. Okay, for blush, I only have one blush from the drugstore, you guys. One blush. I'm not really a blush girl, but I do think it helps. I feel like I'm becoming a blush girl. I like it. This is the e.l.f. Baked Blush, and the color is Peachy Cheeky. Peachy Cheeky. And I just add a little bit, not too much. I also love the Real Techniques brushes from the drugstore. I feel like they're super bomb. Okay, so now for highlighter, I'm gonna take my Fergie Wet n Wild highlighter. But anyways, it's so pretty. And it's so cheap. I think it's like $5. And it's a big pan for $5. It's a big pan for $5. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with my palette again, my NYX palette, and it has a highlighter. And I'm just gonna hit some of these points just to intensify it a little bit, to be extra. And then I'm gonna go back with my bronzing brush, which is this one, and then blend out the area where I highlighted on my face, and just blend it out so it doesn't look like too intense, to make it look like a natural highlight. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this brush and then remove the excess translucent powder from my face. Okay, so okay, good, we're on good terms right now. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes and then use mascara. Okay, so two of my highlighters, what am I talking about? Two of my favorite eyeliners are actually from the drugstore. These are the only ones I use. This is the NYX matte liquid liner, and then this one's the Revlon Color Stay Skinny, and it's matte. It doesn't say it on the packaging, but it is matte. But you need to get the skinny one because there's a thicker version, and then there's that one. Okay, so I usually do a very dramatic cat eye, and I take my time. That's my husband, probably bringing the dog in. And I line my eye. Okay. So this time I did something very skinny. I usually go very thick. I do get my lashes on Amazon, so they're not expensive. They're actually mink lashes, but they're not mink price, you know, like and it's faux mink. It's not real mink. So these are, I get 2 pairs for $12.99 from Amazon. They're my favorite lashes. They're everything, and they look amazing, and like it's a good price, you know. Like I'm not gonna buy, I only buy like Lily Mykonos lashes when they're on sale. I'm not gonna pay $25 for lashes. Like, are you crazy? Like with that means I'm getting 2 pairs of lashes for $12, so that means they're $6 each. That's basically the same price. Oh gosh, I just lost my lash. Okay, so maybe I need to stop blowing on too hard. See, oh shoot, I'm just dropping it left and right. So this is kind of what it looks like. They're really long and I really like them. But okay, while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara, which mascara, and it's so good. I feel like it works the same as the Better Than Sex mascara. The same. Okay, so then... Okay, yeah, so like I was telling y'all, I do not spend $25 on Lily Mykonos lashes. No. Like, I only buy them when they're on sale. I usually get my lashes from Amazon. I like them because it's 2-day shipping with Amazon Prime. And on top of that, I'm getting the luxury look with half the price, you know. So that's important to me. I do have a baby and I have bigger priorities than Mykonos lashes. And this gives me the same look on a budget. I will leave the link below. Okay, see, it just makes the look way better for a cheap price. And that we all stay winning that way. Okay, and did I mention what glue I use? I don't think I did. I use the Duo glue, the green one, because this one's for sensitive eyes. I like it especially for my clients, because if they have sensitive eyes, they're not going to be like crying, especially not on their wedding day, and if I'm finishing up their makeup. And like the glue, lashes are usually the last thing people put on, so I'm gonna not let them have a bad lash day or bad makeup day because the glue irritated their eye, you know. So once my lashes are on, I go back with the eyeliner and I go over the lash line so you can't see where the lash is, so that it looks clean. Okay, like that. It's so much easier on this side, but on this side it's hard. So, yes. Blow on your lashes. Give them a couple seconds to dry before you apply them. It gives you better application. Yes. Also, I feel like these are actually the same price as the Allure lashes. You know, the Allure ones from Ulta. And these are like way more dramatic. They're so much, they're the same price, and you get 2 for $12, you know, 2 for $12 even. And the Allure lashes are usually like $6.99, or like, you know, if you get 2 pairs, you're paying $14 plus tax, because they're like $6.99 each, and then you have to remember that you have to pay taxes. So, and I pay $12 for the lashes with taxes included for 2 pairs, and these are my faves. Okay, now I just need to let them sit on the eye a little bit. With my tweezers, I do pinch them so that they can get as close to my lashes as possible. Okay, like that. So now I just grab a small brush and I do my under eye. And I'm just gonna take this color first, the first one we used, and go underneath. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but I can. And the red. And it warms it up. Okay, so then I take this. And then this. Basically the same colors I used at the top, and then use them on the bottom. And then I go ahead and take my Maybelline EYESTUDIO eyeliner in black. And I do the tight line. I'm gonna add some Inglot drops to it because these products, all the pomades do dry out. It's normal. So I recommend you guys to use the Inglot Duraline drops, and this gives life to your eyeliners, to your pomades. You don't have to be buying like hecka pomades anymore because once your pomade dries out, you just use the drops and boom, it's working again. So I just grab this small brush and tightline. I don't pull on my eye because that's gonna make you really wrinkly eventually with time. Okay, so that does give it more dimension. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara on my bottom lashes. What was I gonna say? I feel like this look is really glam. And on a budget. Yes. I like the bronzer, but I kind of want to intensify it a little bit. What do you guys think? I think I should. Because then I'm going to regret it later. Just going to grab the darkest shade. It's going to look a little bit darker. And it is a little muddy, so I need to be careful with it. Okay, so here's with it a little bit darker and here's without it. Makes my face look slimmer. Just in the very back. Don't add it towards the front because it's going to look very muddy. It adds some dimension, some more dimension to your face. Keep it in the back. Okay. And that's from the same palette. Okay, so now I need to go over my lash line on this side. This side is a little bit more complicated. I don't usually like to pull on my eye, but it's harder to do if I don't. Okay, so then for my inner corner, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow Trio, and it looks like this. This is my favorite inner corner drugstore highlight. It literally makes the difference. I've already hit pan on this. It's too bomb. And it just adds a little bit of, what's it called? Lightness, and it brightens up the eye a whole bunch. I'm gonna add a little bit on the lash, on the brow bone. Just like that. Okay, so next I am gonna do a what's it called? A lip liner. This is MILANI and it doesn't have a number or anything. Oh yeah, it does. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, anyways, I think these had numbers on the bottom, but this one's missing the sticker. But it is such a pretty color. It's from MILANI. It's a liquid lipstick. It's such a pretty color. Okay, applying liquid lipstick takes time. Okay, so this is the finished look. Now, my last step is to apply my setting spray, and this is the Make It Dewy by MILANI. It smells really nice, and the applicator is so nice also. So now I just fan it, like fan my face, and just let it soak in. Okay. Y'all tell me what you think. Do you guys like it? What products have you guys tried? What are your favorite drugstore brands? Everybody voted for, like, over 180 people voted for this drugstore look. So comment down below what your favorite drugstore brands are. What are some products I should try out? There's a lot of stuff in the drugstore market now. So give me your recommendations. After I spray, I do pat down my, like, all the liquid, and I think it looks better. This is the finished look. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys like it? Would you guys wear it? This is something I would just do and wear. I like it. Tell me what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and yes, we're really close to our 500 subscriber mark. I think we'll be reaching it maybe in February. I'm really excited for what this YouTube journey has for me. I like doing this. I enjoy it. It's a really nice hobby because I feel like this is a way for me to release stress and stuff, like doing makeup. But yeah, I do love these products. All of my recommendations are sincere, and yes, these are products that I love. And MILANI is one of the most brands that I do have from the drugstore, like the most products I do have from the drugstore, and I really like it. I love the colors of their lipsticks too. I think they're really nice, and they dry matte, but it's like a pretty matte, you know. I also really like the NYX glosses. This is one of them. Yes. What do you guys like better, glossy or matte? I like glossy a little bit more because it's winter, so matte lips are a little bit drying. But yes, I like it. So yeah, guys, give me your recommendations down below. I will be linking the lashes in the description box, and I will also be linking what else did I say I was gonna link? Oh yeah, the Duraline drops. You can also get these on Amazon. Yes. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, and please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and until next time, thank you guys.